Hi, I'm Tealish, and you're watching Coffee and Clix. Today we're going to be doing a meta breakdown episode, which is going to talk about all things meta post-Worlds. So after Worlds, which happened in September, rotation has happened. So there is a new 300 modern competitive scene, and we're going to be talking about all things meta. Joining us are the current reigning world champion Dylan Kassebaum and Runner Up Nikolas Madison, as well as others. Stay tuned, and don't forget, wake up and smell the Clix. Hi, I'm Tealish, and you're watching Coffee and Clix. Welcome to our meta breakdown episode. We're going to be talking about the post-Worlds meta. Worlds just happened. We're here joined with a bunch of people. We have Dylan Kassebaum. Am I pronouncing it right? Kassebaum? Or
Kassebaum. Yeah.
Kassebaum. Okay, I completely messed it up in the intro then, because I already recorded the intro, and I said Kassebaum, but it is Kassebaum. Kassebaum. And then, and he is the reigning world champion of HeroClix right now. He won the world championship in September. And then we have Nick Madison, who was the second place runner-up. We have Brian Galley, he from WizKids, and we have Matt Ventura, former H4H winner. So welcome everybody. Thank you for coming and joining us. Thank you for joining me on Coffee and Clix. We're going to be talking about all things meta. So. I wanted to start out. I have like a list of questions because we had some people post topics up on my Facebook, so I'll just go through a couple of questions first. Paul Cote says, "What Masters of Time figure has underperformed or overperformed after testing?" Does anybody want to start with that? What do you think? Masters of Time figure that has underperformed or overperformed?
Oof.
There hasn't been much testing. There hasn't been much testing after Worlds, right? Like, so we don't really know because it just
not a whole lot to go off on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perdegaton and Green Man as good as I thought they would be.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Colossals are pretty fun.
I gotta say, I love the Batmans. I think there is a place for them in modern meta.
Yeah, I'm seeing it too.
So what do you normally do with the shifting focus Batmans? Like, what is the trick there with those teams?
Well, you have the ability of either going 19 defend or going Dolphins TA with the Dolphin ability with everybody. So playing on a water map. It just seems to me that that's kind of where we're going on a defensive measure, is maybe that 19 defend shell team and then forcing them to come in and allowing you to get a crackback on them. At least that's what we've been play testing out here in Vegas.
It's like budget Masters of Evil, right?
Literally.
Is it like a combination defensive shell and alpha, or?
Yeah, it depends if you want to run two Batman's main board. We've been looking at that at Pulp, two Batman's main board. In modern singles, I don't know if that's worth it. You might just want to sacrifice going one and then letting the rest of the team, because I think in singles you still want to have that alpha capability. So if you have two Batmans, it might be difficult to do that.
And you have and one of them has the free attack, the uncommon,
the free range.
Yeah, is the uncommon one. So that does help.
Yeah.
His pen blast too.
Yeah, I'm looking at the meta. I'm looking at HC units and like the list of the meta figures. And Perdegaton and Green Man are on number 1 and 2.
No surprise.
Perdegaton is used on 146 teams. So he's not just a pulp figure. He's just straight up meta. Or
yeah.
Yeah, and then we have Butterfly number 3, which makes sense. Time Breaker is being used on a lot of teams. Kong is still up there. So I mean, we could talk about all of these. I mean, Space Ghost. I think Cosmic is becoming more popular. Now with the porters rotating out, like Space Ghost having that double perplex. And
Boys, knock it off.
Yeah. Flash Raptor. I'm looking through. Flash Raptor is an interesting one because like people put him. How do you use Flash Raptor? Are people playing Jurassic League, or are they playing non-theme with him, or past theme team maybe?
I had Ed Arnold Berkovitz use a Justice League theme, the dinosaurs that made locally the other day. Flash Raptor is a little bit silly. Just zips right across the board. He's an Alpha Strike in a can.
Yeah, he can hit. Yeah, but I mean, so like I was thinking, like he can go across the map. He has, what is his speed, like 11 or something like that, with a three reach, giant reach 3. But he's only hitting for like what 11 for 3. So like what do you like other than just getting one attack in? Like I feel like
you want to port somebody with him.
Okay,
I think that's the main gimmick.
Yeah. Use a lava pool, or actually not lava pool, that one just rotated.
Despero or Chthon damage or something. Drop off elevated or something.
Right. There are ways to do friendly damage, and then Flash Raptor zips them across the map.
Okay.
It's a good way to get the Jefferson trait off the lightning trait. If you damage your Jefferson, you can get him across the map and deal the lightning to everybody. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So King Jefferson, how does he work? Because I've been hearing about that. So King Jefferson, you can port him across the map and do his thing.
Right. Yeah. His thing is like he takes a power action if he's in the opponent's starting area, and he picks a spot on the map for each person in their KO area. So you use Despero to kill off time breakers, and then you just pick 2 or 3 spots, and you deal 3 penetrating damage to everybody, either in those squares or adjacent to. And he's 60 points, so he penetrates Kong, and that's I think pretty important.
Yeah.
I've tried building to do like two Jeffersons, trying to get 2 over there and then pop off the trait draw. It's not easy, but it sounds very fun, and I think it win a lot of games, honestly.
Maybe with 400 points.
Yeah, probably. I don't know if you need, to use all those modern pieces, it might be tough, but yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
So you use Despero, you TK a time breaker, KO a time breaker. That allows Flash Raptor to port. Am I getting this wrong? Is it so? Flash Raptor is able to port Jefferson if something's been KO'd, or am I reading that wrong? So
right, so Flash Raptor can move through Jefferson if he'd been damaged since your last turn, and he's mystical, so you could Chthon him or put him on elevated and rip the elevated out beneath them.
Also gets your time breakers KO'd.
Yeah, you want to kill the
elevated.
time breakers, because if you don't kill time breakers, then the power can't pop off. So you have to do both in the first turn. TK your time breakers to kill him and deal a damage to Jefferson, so that next turn Flash Raptor can port him across the map.
Oh, okay, that's an interesting combo. Okay, and so so Jefferson, like you just use a Chthon or something like that to deal him a damage.
Yeah, easy as that. Yep.
Interesting. Okay, that's pretty cool. I mean, is that but how viable is that in meta? Like, is that like super viable? Or
we don't know yet.
I haven't tried it. I want to, but I haven't tried it.
I gotta say, King Jefferson might be my favorite modern piece right now.
He's pretty cool.
He brings so much to the table.
He's very defensive too. Like turning off super strength in your starting area means you can't knock him back to kill him. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I like him.
Yeah, and it's funny because the first time I read it, I'm like, okay, within 7 squares of your starting area, that's a lot, whatever. I didn't do the math. And then I did the math. I was like, that's literally your half of the map for small maps.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a lot. I mean, that's a big traffic barrel as far as the flight goes, too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's say you KO 2 time breakers, right? Like you KO first turn and then you KO your second turn. Let's say you're going first. So you KO a time breaker your first turn. Then you KO a time breaker. Well, no, I guess you could do that, right? So then you have two KO time breakers. Then King Jefferson picks 2. I'm reading his power now. Once per game, if King Jefferson is occupying an opponent's starting area, choose a square on the map for each character in your KO area. So you could choose 2 squares on the map, and then it deals 3 penetrating damage to... Does that deal 3 penetrating damage twice then?
No, it's 3 penetrating damage, but you're targeting 2 squares. So everyone that would be in or adjacent to either of those squares takes 3.
Okay, so like
even if you're rigging up set like it's adjacent, there's a character adjacent to both squares, they still only take the 3.
They're only taking 3. Okay, yeah,
right.
All right, that's interesting, but it's still pretty powerful. Yeah, like that's really good. Okay, all right.
And that's not from an attack, so I mean that could go through a stop click or something.
Yep.
We know Dylan likes that kind of stuff.
No, yeah.
Brother Voodoo.
No stops.
Yeah.
Love seeing Brother Voodoo get played. That was a nightmare balancing and design.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, that was a really interesting. You guys had interesting teams. I mean, congratulations, by the way. Congratulations, Dylan, on your win.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Nikolas. You guys did a great job.
Get it.
And also, let's see. So I have another question by Matt Russo. What is an underused keyword? Are there any team ups that are worth it right now?
Maybe Camelot. I don't know. Does seem interesting. The team up card with Morgan Le Fay. It seems interesting. I don't know if it's really that viable, but that's the one that comes to mind for me.
Anybody else?
I don't even think
It's a keyword.
Maybe the marksman one with Green Arrow. I was like, that might be one too. That one's kind of cool, I think. Just marksmen are very squishy. They're easy to kill most of the time. So.
Yeah.
Are a lot of people using Assassin? Or is Assassin underused? Or do you think people are using Assassin right now? Like, I was looking at, speaking of marksman, like I was looking at like that Shadow. Shadow's really good. She's very strong.
Assassin also just got Green Man, so
yeah. And then you still have Mern. And then Kingpin Prime, I think, is really cool with Shadow. So that's a fun combo. I don't know if it's that good, but it's fun.
Yeah. So I mean, like that Morgan Le Fay team up card. I mean, I think that would just be a fun team up card to build around anyway, to have a Camelot theme team. But I mean, as far as meta, you can test it out and try. I mean, the meta is still very early on, so a lot of the stuff hasn't been tested. But I mean, there was just a big tournament up in, what was it, Willow Grove? I think they just had a tournament. The Super Constructed, not Willow Grove. Am I getting the name of the town right? It was in Pennsylvania. So there was a tournament in Pennsylvania that just happened. It was called the Super Constructed, but it was basically 300 Modern. And Ed Arnold Berkovitz won that event with by healing up a Starro from 20 points all the way up to full.
Elsa Deadpool to give everyone pizza tokens, Cosmo for burning held objects for free support, and then 20-point Starro switches over to the other dial and zips right up on turn 1.
I mean, how good is that Starro? Just by, even if you don't do that combo, is Starro something that's a meta figure to be played right now at 20 points, or even maybe at the what? There's like 100. I know everybody used to play him at 100 back in the day.
He's at 80 for his mind control dial.
Yeah.
I think you got to be prepared for it.
It's a 10 range mind control, and with Colossus in the environment, like, why not?
I mean,
Jason coming through behind.
I mean, the meta is like kind of wide open right now. There's, I mean, I'm looking at, I made a list of like all different keywords here. So like Mystical's still strong, right? Like you have Ghost Rider, you have Jennifer Kale.
Yeah.
Camo. I mean, a lot of teams. There were a lot of camo teams at Worlds. Animals. I mean, even without camo, you have animals. Animals is really strong. Like you have now Ultra Humanite, right, which is kind of like an auto include on animal teams.
Animals might be the nuts with the super pets and
Yeah.
And the Colossals.
Do you play Supernova on that team?
I think so.
I don't know. Yeah.
I think so. You want to get that go for like guaranteed go first. I think
Because like, what's the defense on an animal team?
Yeah.
There is none.
Yeah, so just go first.
Gotta go first.
Yeah.
Well, that so the super pets, like you mentioned the super pets, Matthew. I mean, like I played it in a casual game, and it was definitely not casual. Like, like I played. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do like a casual game at home, and I played the super pets, and I added Kong on. I was just like, okay, this is fun. I'm just gonna add Kong on because crypto cheats keywords, right? And they were really good. Like, what's that? The name of the cat one, the Streaky.
Streaky.
Yeah, he gives Streaky gives everybody super senses. So
Yeah.
so it's like, okay,
Really good.
It's just what Kong needed. I mean,
yes,
Yeah.
super senses,
More
and then
rollouts.
with Superman +1 defense, or with Supergirl +1 attack for everybody. It's just like,
yeah.
but you know, a lot of those super pets are really good. Like just giving all animals +1 defense. I mean, super senses. Just giving everybody super senses is just really good for 30 points. Is it animals or is it super pets or the League of Super Pets that get the super senses? I think it's just animals.
I think so.
I
I'm
think
pretty
it's
sure the super pets isn't a keyword.
Oh, Legion of Super Pets isn't a keyword.
Well,
Something.
the other one gives them that
Zeros,
keyword,
right?
which,
Yeah, crypto
yeah.
makes one person super pets, and I think Streaky gives super senses to
Yeah.
the super pets.
That's right.
That's the defense.
Legion of
for
Super-
animal.
Yeah,
That's the
Legion of Super
defense.
Pets is
All the
is the
super
keyword.
senses.
I am. Yeah, and it's just with the super pets. That's why.
Oh, for Streaky, right?
Right.
Okay, well that makes it less.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that makes it still-
Forgot we invented a keyword for that.
I mean, you could just play crypto and Streaky, and then you could just give Kong super senses for
Mhm.
Yep.
like, which is that's great.
Yeah.
And crypto is really good, I think. You could put Almond on him, and then when he does his quake, he can heal up off of it instead of having to take the damage, and you get another 3 damage quake, and that sounds pretty good.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
I was actually looking. Oh, go ahead, Brian.
No, I was just saying the animals is also getting more stuff very soon. There's Black Panther's a good set for animals.
Oh,
Oh,
like
heard.
to hear that. Like to hear that.
Nice. Let's see. We had a question from McConnell Lamar. So this is veering away from 300 Modern a little bit. What are you looking forward to playing in Pulp besides Per Degaton from the Masters of Time set? And also, what are you excited for in Silver and for States coming up?
I'd say for Pulp, the Hal Jordan uncommon. I can't wait to play him. I think he's super cool. I think he's viable in Modern, but he'll be really good in Pulp. And then the Batman's like Nick said earlier. The Batman's with the Green Lantern will be really fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I haven't got to play any Pulp yet, but I'm excited to try it.
I have Hal and both Batmans on my pulp team right now.
That
We're on
Hal-
the same
let me look at
wavelength
that
there.
Hal Jordan. Is it named Hal Jordan or is it Green Lantern? It's just
Yeah,
Green
Hal
Lantern.
Jordan. Hal Jordan, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's good.
Mhm.
Yeah, 70 points.
Supergirl.
What makes him more special? The Hal Jordan more special than like the other Time Masters, like Booster Gold or
Probably the team ability alone. The Green Lantern team ability with Per Degaton, it's just nuts.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't be copyable, but it is what it is.
Okay. Yeah. All right, yeah, so what are some other keywords? We talked about animals. I mean, a lot of people are playing. I mean, how strong do you think Colossus Prime is still, and Butterfly teams with Ruler? What are the best swap options for Butterfly right now? What do you think?
Mern, still probably the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mern's probably the best still. You have like Death Metal and Constantine, I think, are good options. Ace.
Domino is cool because I think you get to roll her die.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Never thought of that.
Well, after seeing that Starro team, definitely Elsa A.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Couldn't agree more.
I mean, she might be worth it too because I've been seeing a lot of Black Lanterns coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe Major Logan. I mean, do you think he's still meta? Like he's still competitive, Major Logan?
He's probably only playable as a butterfly swap right
Yeah,
now.
agreed.
Yeah.
That's probably his only place, honestly. I mean, could be proved wrong, but he's definitely really viable that way, I think.
Yeah, you can't just assume your opponent's going to run 2 Scots.
Yeah.
I'm on like an off theme like Hawkeye that I'm messing with right now, and I got Reverse Flash on my sideline, but if I don't go into like Mern or Elsa or something, I can just bring in Reverse Flash. So
I
that's
like that
been a
option.
nice way
Mhm.
to get another attacker in.
Clever.
John Constantine is pretty sick.
Yeah. That'd be good if your opponent's running like 5 probs and you're just like, okay.
Or just King Jefferson. That's probably 5 probs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. Black Lantern. What do you think about? I mean, I heard a lot of people talking about Swamp Thing Prime, and like the Grave Markers. Do you think that Grave Marker teams are really strong right now, or?
I think they need to go first. Personally, they struggle if they go second. I think Swamp Thing's not hard to take down, especially against Mern. Mern just sees them from everywhere, even if he's got Khonshu on him. So they got to go first, I think.
I love Black Lanterns. It just depends if we see a shift from Mern to Kale. Because I've been looking. I think a lot of people should, I guess, look at Kale. Obviously, you won with Kale, but Kale, like in my opinion, like hurts assassin teams, like the Shadow team.
Oh, it would. Yeah, it would shut them. Or the Batman swap. That he'd be a 11 for 2. There's nothing you could do about it.
So if we see that shift to Kale, maybe they come up. But the one thing I like about Swamp Thing is that he replaces Black Lantern Superman as your heavy hitter, and you can play Swamp Thing at 75 points, which is significantly cheaper than 120. So if you do lose Swamp Thing, at least you still have the rest of your build to potentially get you back in it.
Yeah. Well, I've seen Black Lantern teams without Superman though. Like you could use just double Batman, or you can use like also just the Necrons are also pretty good hitters. But yeah. Yeah, I like Swamp Thing. Also, speaking of like. So yeah, I definitely like Kale. I like Kale a lot compared to Mern. I like them both, right? Like Mern is like they both do similar things. What do you think about speaking of like I guess grave markers, there's also plant markers. Like what do you think about the plant marker teams with Ivy and Harley? Man Thing. What do you think about that? Is it still a strong, viable team?
I love the plant marker teams. I've been toying around with those a fair bit. They get rocked by Quake. That's
fair. That's fair. I played one yesterday, and it was like Swamp Thing, Man Thing, a Harley and an Ivy, Predagon, and Owlman. It was a scientist theme, and I was able to kill all the plant markers off. I didn't have Quake, but I had a Hawkeye, and the bystander's autonomous, so I could make 5 actions and kill all his plants pretty easily. And it was just like, it was hard for him to alpha after that, and so it does seem fun. And then if you play 2-man things, that's a lot of plants to have to go through.
That's a lot of plants.
That's a lot of plants, yeah. So that might be a strategy. It'd be fun to see it at least. And with Brock's bunker keeping them safe, it's definitely a possibility.
What do you guys think about Beetlejuice? Like, is he going to have a effect on the meta? Bringing him in. I know people have been talking about bringing him in with the time breakers off the sideline, that's a really cool interaction. I like that a lot. I mean, I just recently played him main force with the motorcycle. He's fun. I don't think it's meta at all, but like,
sounds fun.
But I mean, what do you guys think about him?
I think he's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
Like, is there a way to abuse the sideline interaction with him and make it really strong?
100%.
Yeah, I think bringing him out is not hard. I think building your team around it is the hard part. And not relying on free actions. Free actions are everything in this game. I mean, I don't think there's. I'd be surprised to see a really good team without free actions that don't utilize them. So,
I've seen stuff with like the using the time breakers, just bring him out at the very last to do one attack and then poof him. Which, sure, that's good, but you're not getting the free action nerfing at that point if you don't keep him out. And if you do keep him out, you're feeding your opponent points off of time breakers.
Well, you can kill a butterfly swarm bystander.
True.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah,
you give up no points with them.
I mean, I heard something about like you can kind of get them across the map too if you use the shark or like Camo's shark, and you use that as your last action or to bring them in or something like that. I don't know.
That works. Carrying out a time breaker that then generates another time breaker, which takes the final action to call him in.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Also works. There are ways. Yeah.
Let's see. Battle Gnome. A lot of people have been talking about Battle Gnome, and like I keep seeing on like the sale threads. Everybody's just like looking for like 9 battle gnomes. I'm like, what is it? Because it's cool, or is it because it's meta? Like, is there something really good about this battle gnome?
Highly mobile and very difficult to target.
Yeah. I think you could put an avatar.
They do nothing against them.
Yeah.
So, and they're going to be on most teams, I think. So I don't ever see it being a thing, but could be wrong.
Yeah, so battle gnomes. Kong, how strong do you think Kong is still, or is he really strong, or has he weakened a bit with the new errata? Is he still a force to be reckoned with? Is he going to be on every team?
I don't think he's on every team.
No, but I mean,
but
he was played pretty. I don't think he's on every team anymore. I actually like the way, we're going through all these keywords and stuff, and like I just was when I was making my list of keywords, I was like, there is quite a healthy balance right now. I feel like you could pretty much play anything, and you could feel something that's competitive. There are a lot of options out there. But I know, like a little while ago, Kong was pretty prevalent everywhere. I know with the errata, he has changed a bit. But how do you think that change has affected him?
I would say the Green Man and the Nth Arrow in the new set, that's probably his biggest weakness now. Being able to just run through a stop click. And Green Man's on every team, and then I think Trick Arrow should be on every team personally. So I just think he's not hard to take down, really, if you just build for it. Okay. And so he's still really good offensively, but it's hard to deploy him across the map now. So, and even with Flash Raptor, it's hard on Brock's bunker to get him in a spot where he can quake easily. Mm-hmm. So there's just so much blocking. It's hard to place it 2x2 on that map. So
I think the role of Kong is changing. Mm-hmm. You should still play, if you want to put him on the team, absolutely. But, as a primary attacker, maybe not. Every time you see a Kong, it's more of a distraction piece. I think that's kind of the mentality I've been using him, is I'm going to put this Kong here. If you kill him, I'm okay with that.
But if you don't, you kill other things, and he can go twice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
True. It can turn into, a win condition.
Mm-hmm.
We actually have a question for Nick, because Dylan just said, I think, Trick Arrow should be on every team. And I pretty much agree. Nick, do you think with less equipment, you're the one that, you ran Elsa Prime. how easy do you think that'll still be to pull off like her, free attack, or you think she's still as good?
I think Elsa can be sidelined right now, but until later sets come out, I'm hoping that in the next 2 sets or something, like Collector's Trove, the Dungeon and Dragon sets, we're getting some equipment. Maybe we see a little bit more competitive equipments that need to be put on teams. But if we are seeing, because trick arrows are still legal, so if every team is running trick arrows, why not put her on the team?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think she's sweet.
Yeah.
But there's just not a guaranteed like Porter with a yellow ring anymore,
Right.
Yeah. So
it is definitely a risk, I think, at this point, but she's still fantastic.
Yeah, she's still great value.
I mean, I know this is not a marksman, but I mean, because I think the keyword came out after. But Hawkeye and Hawkeye teams, do you think they're still strong? Detective, Avengers, maybe?
I've been building with Hawkeye off theme, but
same here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, same here.
And you naturally equip them. You want to equip them with the arrows, right?
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Josafa. I was mostly inspired by his build for our Champion Clix regional with Penguin, super rare Penguin, and like, dude, giving Hawkeye energy explosion knockback and then following up with a Quake with their precision. It's just so much damage. And then the Penguins also, you're off theme, you're going second a lot. You're getting like those Black Manta goons who have enhancement and wild card. Penguin's a flyer. He can carry 2 of them, copying Madison's. What's the Knuckles team ability? Underworld. He can carry 2 of them. They're copying Shield with the enhancement, or just 1 and a Green Man. And it's a lot. I mean, he's obviously really squishy, or they're really squishy.
That's my problem with him. He and he falls off too. He's got a bad dial later on.
Which Penguin is that? That's the
super rare.
Super rare from Notorious?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so like there's a lot of options for non-theme, like Hawkeye. People are playing Peacemaker too, right? From the Iconics. So
dancing one, yeah.
Yeah, the dancing one. That's the one that allows you to move up, and yeah. So
I like the team with the Deathstroke legacy. And
yeah,
that's epic.
That sounds really fun.
So how does the Deathstroke legacy work? How does that team work?
Deathstroke has a trait where I think if you move next to Deathstroke, he gets to roll a d6, and I'm not sure if it's penetrating or not, but it's regular damage. He rolls a d6 and he just deals the damage to that person that moved next to him. So if you use like 3 dancing peacemakers and 2 Deathstrokes, and you get the Deathstrokes up on their characters and make them move, then you just get to roll for free basically. And then it's a once per game, but it can be pretty deadly.
Yeah, the peacemaker move, not the Deathstroke thing. So
right.
It's the first Peacemaker will shuffle everyone, let's say 2 squares over. You move all the characters first, then you move the Deathstrokes afterwards. And they roll for every character that moved adjacent. Then the next Peacemaker just everyone back to the. You just wash the team back and forth, and then they're dead.
What do you think about also Phoenix Sentinel? Are people playing Phoenix Sentinel still, or?
Probably.
Yeah, maybe with non-theme you see less of them. I can see that being a thing.
I don't think they handle the bunker very well, so I think that's a bit of a deterrent to them.
Or the Batman's making swimmers.
Yeah.
He just ain't getting a shoot on that.
Right.
So the bunker, that Major Brock's bunker, is that modern legal right now, or is it not?
Yes.
It is modern legal.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's like one of the strongest maps out there, right? Just about what is so good about that map? I mean, I know if you are picking map, you're going second, right? Mm-hmm. But the first player gets to pick the side. So does it matter what side you get? when you're
playing?
Yeah.
So
in general, though, it's just a lot of elevation and blocking and walls, and
so
there aren't really any straight lines.
So even if you get a suboptimal side because your opponent picks correctly what side to stay on, you still have pretty good protection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. What do you guys think about monsters too? Like, I know we were talking about Elsa and Deadpool before, and the pizza, giving everybody the pizzas. They are a good leadership for monsters, and also for, they're not ruler. I don't think they're ruler keyword, but they are monsters. So I think yeah, I mean, are monster teams, like, do you think people are going to be playing? I think people are going to be playing, you guys were mentioning non-theme. I think people are going to be playing a lot of non-theme, because that's something to explore now, especially now that porters have rotated. So, what are the advantages? I guess playing monsters, I mean, you get those pizza tokens. Is it a strong team? Is it a strong keyword?
There's so many different directions you can go with monster.
Yeah.
There's like monster assassin, monster Black Lantern, monster. I mean, there's just pick a monster animal with camo or what, like, and Kong. There's just so many different directions you can go. But I mean, it's a strong keyword. It's funny you say theme or non-theme, because I also expected less theme, and I've played maybe 6 games or something since Worlds, and I've been the only non-theme. Everyone I've play tested against, it still has the itch to play theme. But yeah,
getting that map choice matters.
Yeah, for sure.
When you win the map choice, let's say you are playing theme, you win map choice. Typically I guess it's all situational, and you always want to look at your opponent's team, but like typically right now with the way things are going, do you think it's more important to go first, or do you think it's more important to choose map?
Probably most teams probably want to go first, unless you're built for it.
Mm-hmm. But you got to have an answer for the bunker if you're going first. If you're not prepared for the bunker, like a Time Stealers team, I think just going first doesn't do you much good if you can't, make efficient attacks on the bunker and kill who you want to kill. That's where I think Mern comes in. I think Mern's just going to be on a lot of teams because of the bunker. It just, you either need to build with Mern or build against Mern. No keyword, Constantine, Ghost Rider, Colossus, just don't build as keywords.
Brock's bunker isn't terrible to me if you pick the sides of the map.
Yeah,
100%.
So I feel like that might be just something to explore in most terms. Like, how does that affect? Like, does Brock's bunker look less scary if you keep doing that? Because I love running time breakers on my team, so it just allows me to hop over that elevation split.
Yeah, and I mean, like, let's say you don't have Brock's bunker, like, what would be like are there any other maps that are like really solid protective defensive maps?
I think Sentinel Factory is better, in my opinion, but that's what I've been using. And there's a new one, right? Mystery House or something, maybe?
House of Mystery.
Yeah.
And even like Bloodstone Maze with the traffic barrel is kind of disruptive.
100%.
That's disruptive. Very hard to get through that. Flying or not, you can't do anything. You have to go in between the maze. Actually,
is the traffic barrel still legal? It is.
Yep.
Oh wow. Okay.
Bad.
Brian, can you confirm that was not an accident?
So the reason it's still around is the actual Plastic Man's release got spread out because of COVID. So the tail end of him was still in, and we decided, we'll just keep all the Plastic Man stuff together. And
is that related to kind of Fulcrum and Death Metal Wonder Woman kind of around the same time?
Right.
Okay.
Hey, is Fulcrum still legal, or?
Yeah.
Oh wow. I knew Wonder Woman was because everybody's still playing her, but I didn't realize they came out at the same time. Okay, that's cool. And then also, let's see. Let me look at my list here. So we talked about Jurassic League. Do you think let's see, Cosmic? We talked about Cosmic. Past keyword. I think Past is getting really strong with Masters of Time.
There's good support to Past.
Yeah, Green Man and Prodegaton. There you go.
and the time breakers technically don't break theme.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, everybody has the itch to play theme. I always want to play theme whenever I play. Like, I know it's maybe I could, maybe non-theme would be just a more optimal way of doing things. But there are a lot of synergies with the different theme figures, right? So they work well together. That's I don't know, but even I could see people playing almost theme, right? And then just breaking it by using time breakers or something like that, and just having a 95% theme team, and then just have two or three time breakers on the team or something like that. Let's see. We talked about So what? Just in general, I know Matt was talking about this before the show about having these. There are different kind of strategies that people use when team building. There are the alpha teams, there are the defensive teams, there's tempo teams, there's balance teams. What do you think? How do you what are you looking for when you build a team? What kind of strategy you're looking for? I guess you could basically go any way, right? You could build. What do you think's strongest right now? Alpha, or defensive shell, playing a swarm team, or I guess it just really matters what figures you're using, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's any one dominant team that's going to beat everything. I think we're in a very, wouldn't say super balanced, but it just doesn't feel like Surfers run the meta or Kong Blackheart runs the meta. I do think there are certain pieces that probably are going to be more prevalent than others. But for me personally, I just try to pick a piece that I really like. I played an event yesterday, and I love the Iron Man iconics, so I really want to play them. And I was really, I think the best piece to go with them is Hawkeye, with just all the enhancements and stuff. So that's kind of where I start with, and then I just go who's my support? And I'm I tried to play Avengers, but I think you needed Mern with Hawkeye personally, so I decided to break theme and just went from there, built support around those three pieces: Mern, Iron Man, and Hawkeye. And that's just what I played yesterday. So.
Nice. Which Iron Man was that? That was the Iconics Iron Man, the one that's shifted focus?
the swaps. Yeah, the swapping ones. I love those guys. They're really fun to play with. And now that MOE's gone, I think they have some viability. We'll see.
Do you need multiple of those Iconics, or how many do you need?
As many as you can get. I usually don't play more than two of one of them, but there's definitely scenarios where you play three enhancements or maybe three of the poisons.
Okay.
But your sideline's precious. You got Khonshu and you got Reverse Splash. So it's hard to fit them all on there.
Has anybody been building around? So that's a good point. You just when I build a team, I do the same thing. I just pick a figure that I like and then I build around that. Has anybody been building around the Black Panther, Hulkbuster, the Iconics, the Black Panther Iconics, the one that limits free actions, I think, or
I think I just saw 100+ points and I said, that's for someone else.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for a free Beetlejuice for my sideline.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, true. No, I love what Dylan said. I think that's most of the times that's how team building is going to go now. Okay, porters are gone. So I'll look at some of the keywords that are shared on the figures I'm starting the team with. Okay, I'm really into Iconics Iron Man, who goes with them, Hawkeye, trying to go Avengers and saying, it's not working that well. Let me branch off. But yeah, if you're, I really want to build a Jefferson team, King Jefferson and you're building the defense shell and you're like, oh, I can, get some other, rulers or mystical in there, and then you might want, maybe that team wants to pick map. So you want to be themed to go second and just, but I like that flow to it. I think that is how I do it as well.
Yeah, and also HC units helps so much. Like when I'm building a team, I mean shout out to Claywood. When I'm building a team, I'm always not only just building around a figure, but I'm looking for those like really good powers that you always want to include on your team, like Perplex and Prob and Outwit. And now with Porters, being rotated out, like you normally when it was a lot easier to include those powers on your team because you always had Perplex, you always had Prob. You were always equipping the Sinestro Ring or something else to not always, but like you always had access to Prob, TK, Perplex, and a lot of the support powers like the POP power, like TK, all the things you really want. But now it's a little bit harder because now you have to make sure you get them on your team. Like I've been like just building so HC units helps you find all that stuff, so it's really good. But if your team is like trying to do a certain thing, then also you need to make sure that you have the perplexes and props that you need. Is anybody? You guys, maybe we could just go around and just say like what we're building. Is anybody? You guys want to talk about what you're building right now?
Wait, I want to ask you guys first. Okay. Do you guys have save searches in HA units?
Save searches?
I have 4. I have equipment, leadership. Now after rotation, barrier, because I don't just have stop signs I can generate, and I have a save search of figures 40 to 60 points.
It's a good one to have. That's a good one to have. No, I don't have any save searches. I just do it manually every time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I maybe should. That's a good idea. I never thought of it.
Maybe it's just because I'm on my phone too, and I'm like, who's a obviously 40 to 60 is a butterfly swap. Really, 40 to 50, but some flex spot there, and then sometimes I'm like, leadership. The barrier's been. It's not a lot on there so far, but that Hellfire Gala Iceman is sick, by the way. Like his barrier are immobile. That's sweet. Like that's
pretty cool.
That is, I don't know. Maybe I'm overvaluing it, but I feel like that's pretty tough.
Does that mean you couldn't super strength pick them up, or
exactly?
Yeah.
Okay. That's really good.
That's really good. Cool.
That's really good.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying, Anthony?
No, I mean, I was curious. I was curious what everybody's like. Like I know Dylan mentioned Iron Man and Hawkeye. I know Matt, you mentioned your non-theme. But what are you currently building right now, or currently like looking to build around? If there's one figure that you're currently looking to build around or anything like that. I mean, personally for me, I was trying to build around Constantine, and do something mystical. I like the keyword a lot. Plus, it has access to Prob and Perplex and everything like that. So, do something with Ghost Rider and all the options that you have for mystical. That was
mystical might be the best keyword, probably.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Yeah. I agree. But there's so many other options. I mean, Ruler's really good too.
Mm-hmm.
Animal we mentioned was really good. But like,
I've been looking at Ruler a lot.
Nicholas, are you building something right now? Or are you like looking at anything that you've been trying to toy around with?
There's a fun little combo. I don't know if it's gonna be like a main thing that I run, but I think the combo of Kal-El and Colossus Prime work really well together because Colossus feedback damage bypasses the 3 damage cap.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So there might be something. I like Kal-El. I think at 100 might be his spot. It is pricey. I just kind of have to do a little test playing with that, but it does slow the game down when everybody's just taking 3 damage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And with Weasel and Green Man, everybody's doing big damage. So it's nice to stop that.
Yeah, that's a good counterplay.
Kal-El some way of getting reliable healing and just
That's true too.
Pause the game out, do a little chip damage, poison if you have. I think there's something there.
Yeah, I feel like people were just seeing the 75 point out and they were like, nah, like he's too squishy. But we're also transitioning to an era like a post rotation modern where you might just have to cough up a little extra points to play those pieces. Like we were talking about the support powers. You can't just get 50 points and all the support powers you need.
Yeah. Speaking of like 50 point, you were talking about like higher point figures. So what do you think about? I know Blue Beetle Prime just kind of erases low point figures, like anything 75 points and below. Like, do you think that Blue Beetle is a viable figure to build around?
Pretty good.
I love Blue Beetle.
I think yes, he's very viable to build around. I don't think anyone is relying on the erasing as the reason they're running him.
Yeah,
it's the super outwit. He's a great attacker, and he can just disable a power. That's everything after that's gravy.
Yeah, that's really good.
Like I would rather just run Blue Beetle with like a ton of enhancement and just be able to multi-target, decide that way, rather than leaving it up to a die roll.
And do you run? So didn't you run him at 45 instead of 75, or does he still have that outwit power on 45 on his 45 point tile? Yeah,
I think you could for Butterfly. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
Oh, I said I think you could at 45 for Butterfly. If you really need, like, you're like, oh, my bad matchup is, camo, and I want to, get rid of his powers or whatever. I guess you just do voodoo there. I don't know, but
with that matchup, yeah.
Yeah. But that's where I think his 45 point line would shine, is like, for sideline. But go ahead, Nick.
70. I like 75 because you still want that option of taking out a Kong. The way I've been test playing him is just maxing out his damage to, I think he starts at 4 damage right at 75. So you go 7, you can at least kill a Kong with Green Man because he's mystical too. Green Man just has every keeper. Just for the sake of conversation. But yeah, like you can kill a Kong and still do 3 damage to somebody else.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the 4 damage too, because that was actually something I searched, was like damage recently. And there's really not that much range pieces with that high printed damage. So that is an important thing.
Also, I just noticed, I don't know if this is if I'm wrong about this, but not a lot of people are running Outwit that much. Like it's a lot of Perplex and Prob everywhere, but I mean, do you see people running Outwit or
Tower Rat, maybe?
Green Man has Outwit.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's on every team, so that's the only way.
And I also a couple of other figures from Masters of Time that I was looking at. Other than, I like Kal-El too. I that's exciting that you're building around Kal-El. That's a really cool figure. I like how he's like almost like what was the name of that figure from back in What If?
Peace Machine.
Peace Machine.
Yeah.
He's like Peace Machine. And Peace Machine was great, but also you had some other chases from that set from Masters of Time. You had Diana. I could see people running like a Hell Cycle or a motorcycle on her, and then getting that first attack in, and then just poofing somebody. Or even the Bat Prince. Bat Prince gives you a lot of support powers with the bystanders. I'm not sure how good he would be. Bat Prince at 75.
Maybe with Camo, moving the bystanders around.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That'd be fun. It'd be a fun strategy.
Dude, this set has got some bangers. Every chase is a 5. I don't know about Bat Prince for meta of 5, but he's so flavorful. But like Harley, Zala, they're all so good.
Oh yeah, Harley's so good, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That prince gets you like his bystanders give you a lot of support powers, right? Like there's outwit. Was there perplex pog in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is perplex and
Yeah.
outwit. Yeah, and actually, they all bring team abilities too. So you get Superman. Well, Mystics is not copyable, but and Wonder Woman on the Cassandra.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Brian, what are you building right
Oh,
now?
jeez. I don't think I'm allowed to say what I'm building right now.
He's building with like 3 sets ahead.
No, I really like playing around with the Prince Kal-El for the most part. That's definitely something I'm looking at. But geez, yeah, like I said, I'm more than a couple sets out.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
what was I building with this time last year? And it's
That's funny.
We haven't seen much of the Black Panther set yet, but is there anything from the new set that you guys are excited for? Like, I mean, the vibranium armor is really cool. We've seen a little bit of that.
I am so excited for this set.
Oh yeah.
More so than collector. I mean, that's not collector's trope because I love all the sets, but I'm more excited for Black Panther than I am for collector's trope. Collector's trope has all the neat equipment in it.
Okay, get your pre-orders in, folks.
Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah. If you like Cthon, have I got some stuff for you?
All right. Which set is Zeus in? Black Panther?
Zeus is Black Panther. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah. It's got a nice little deity sub theme going on.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when
new
is the
Egyptian
next?
gods, new Greek gods, new elder gods? Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
So the next big tournament that's coming up now is States, right? Rock States. That's the new tournament circuit. So those are going to be Silver Age events. I'm going back to McConnell's question about Silver Age. Is there anything that are there any things that are Silver Age legal that you might be thinking about building around, or do you guys play Silver or? What's a figure that you might build around in Silver Age? Maybe Prime Spidey, is he still legal? Is he legal or is he?
We don't know yet.
Yeah, it's hard to build without knowing the list.
Yeah. He is getting benched, and that announcement is so close to it's written. We're just waiting on the sign offs from the people that need to sign off on things. So probably Monday, Tuesday it goes up.
Okay, that's good to
Oh,
know.
okay.
So close.
Fingers
Yeah.
crossed.
Good to know.
But yeah, he's eating a bench.
Okay.
He probably needs it. He probably needs it.
Yeah, I think he definitely needs. I mean, that would be the first one that I would go to. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I would want to see. I don't know. So without obviously we don't have to say, but do you guys want Carnage Surfer to come off the bench? Does anybody? Because I've been thinking about that too. I don't think Carnage Surfer is actually that much of a problem anymore. I don't know.
I would love to see him come off the bench.
Me too. Same.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean nobody likes their figures benched, right? Like if you have a figure, you want to use it, right? So
Everything that was on that bench, the bench list, is off the bench list now.
Ooh.
Well,
That's interesting.
Tooth, Agatha, and Scarlet Witch got moved to the permaban list.
Oh wow.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
But
Yeah, that makes sense.
That just
Yeah,
broke my heart.
I think that's
So
it.
so
Yeah,
maggots
sorry.
are off the list.
Maggot is off the bench list. Yeah,
Let's
he's.
go. That's what I'm playing in silver then. Maggots.
Wait, was the Necro Sword on the permanent or temporary?
Oh, that might have got that. I think that went to permanent.
Ooh, that's a tough one. That's a tough loss. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love shredders, so I might revisit some shredders
Ooh.
Nice.
because there's a lot of ways you can do some free movements in today's environment.
Yeah.
Oh, Peacemaker.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Love it.
Maybe Immortal Hulk for me. I don't know.
Ooh,
He was always fun.
nice.
Nice. Dylan? Anything
Yeah.
Silver Age?
Maggots for sure. I think Time Stealers in Silver Age is
True.
definitely viable with Ultra Humanite, and then I think it's cool. Ultra Humanite can move the Lockjaws 3, and he can carry with that.
Oh,
You could just get a lot of squares off of that. I feel like, and double Lockjaw, 3 or 4 Maggots, Cosmo. Assuming those guys don't get banned, we'll see, benched or whatever.
Yeah.
That's my number one build I want to go to. And you got Grods for 10 points. I don't have a lot of those Grods, but you can get the number really up there, plus 20, on your map roll, and always go first. So it's interesting.
All right, so hey, does anybody have anything to add about like the current state of the meta right now, or? Well, I think we could maybe start wrapping up. But I mean, does anybody have any comments about how the game is going right now, or how what you're looking forward to, anything like that?
Oh yeah, I did want to ask you guys about the terrain change at the beginning, like how you guys feel about that, and maybe Brian, you could like I guess explain a little too, like why that change was necessary. Maybe the beginning of game, first player places figures, then second player, then first player places terrain, second player places terrain. Is the new version.
So I'll be honest, I don't know the exact thing that was breaking it. I just know that I had every judge coming to me begging to make that change.
Oh wow!
It was some sort of a deal with setting up such that you were blocking off the beginning of the map, the start first edge of the map, that your 2x2s couldn't be placed, which was causing the starting areas to expand out considerably. So you were buying like 2 or 3 extra rows of startup, which was just making it way too easy to hit the back end. I don't know the exact team that was doing it, but like I said, the entire judge staff at Worlds, before Worlds, came to be like, we need to do it this way, just trust us.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
To me, it just feels so bad now, like setting up and then someone just putting blocking right in front of my guys, like after first player gets to see where I go, and it's like, maybe it's fine that it's forces everyone to like, I mean, yeah, everyone's gonna have a Degaton or some super strength or whatever anyway, but that is costing like an extra action or something to do. It just feels like first player to me got another advantage that they didn't need.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm overthinking it, but
we're kind of on the same thought process there, Matt. Like,
okay,
because I was like that's one thing second player can at least do, is block off the first player's TK or way of, or force them to burn an action, right? But now it's just like, it does feel that first player just got another tool to their advantage going first.
So that was actually leads to a question. I mean, I've only seen per Degaton in action maybe like a couple of times, and but not really in the meta scenario. How strong is that placement ability that he has, where he can just like say, you're not starting in, you could start here in the corner, like
depends on the map.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think Lost
team,
Bunker is huge with that.
There are some teams that go okay, whatever, and there's other teams that like, well, I'm fucked right now.
Yeah. Like some maps,
language.
some maps forces, like, can force that opponent to have to break first turn immunity if it's indoor block, like Sentinel Factory. And there's other maps where you could place blocking terrain, like as a box, and just put their piece in the box. If they don't have the damage value to break it, or if they can't phase through it, they're kind of just trapped there.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I never thought about that. And so, like, it really depends on the matchup. I mean, you often, like, you could take their TK figure or their taxi, especially if they're an alpha team or something like that, and just move them away and have it so that their strategy first turn is just completely messed up.
Yeah, I mean, if you're first player, just say they only have one barrier. Yeah, just throw their barrier on the other side of the map.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's extremely strategic. And you're running him at his leadership TK line, right? I feel like that's his best line, but I guess you could pick any line, right? Or
Yeah, so far I've only picked the Outwit line once to rack up like mystery card, because he's passed. Is that what it is?
Is he passed? Yeah, I think he's passed. He's passed.
Yeah, that's the Sherlock Holmes mystery card, I think.
Yeah, the Sherlock mystery card. That's what it was. But yeah, I think 90% of the time TK leadership.
With Green Man, are most people running Khonshu on Green Man to give him prob?
I am.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Me too.
I actually saw a list last night, maybe this morning, and someone was running John Constantine, and he still had Khonshu on the Green Man. He probably figures the stealth is worth it because it's 0 points, and then if Constantine dies, he'll have a prob later in the game. It's that good.
Yeah.
I guess he could have done broadsword, but
I want to get your guys' opinion on one figure really quick.
Oh yeah,
sure.
Supergirl
from the Super Pets.
No, from
the rare.
Yeah,
rare Supergirl. Let me look her up.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I
feel like the thing where if you get damaged, you like HeroClix or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like soul sword on a stick.
She pretty much gives your whole team soul sword.
That is pretty interesting for sure.
Yeah.
Does she herself have a stop or no?
She does.
Yeah.
But I don't think she can heal herself.
She can't heal herself.
Okay. Gotcha. Just other characters. Okay.
Right.
But she shoots through elevation. She shoots through elevation, blocking in characters. Like, wow. That's pretty bonkers.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Hindering too. She has a Superman ally TA.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. There you go.
So the map is blank. She's tough. She can't be outwitted. Huge stats like Mern and Kale don't really bother her. 12 for 4, just straight up. Yeah, she's sweet.
I think there's a combo with her and Mudbath Groot, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
What's that combo?
Because Groot says every time you heal an additional click.
Oh, that's cool.
Pretty good one, actually.
Very nice.
Yeah, so we're running her with the Prince Kalal, I imagine.
Probably
take 3, heal 2.
Wow,
that's wonderful. Yeah, that's great.
There's something there, maybe.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I just thought about this for Silver Age. I mean, no surprise to anybody because this is like one of my favorite figures. But Arachnite, I would be happy to run if he's not banned. I don't know.
Yeah,
he's fine.
So Arachnite I think is really strong, and equipping him with there's tons of options for equipment. So that's gonna be fun. Probably scientist would be a fun keyword to run. I always like the scientist keyword a lot. So
scientist is great. Yeah. Ooh, you know who else is scientist that I love for silver is George, Maddie, and Adam Splash.
Yes.
That's like my favorite figure of all time, probably.
That Flash is great. Yeah, that Flash is great.
Yeah.
Ooh, Brian, I don't know if you'd be able to answer this question for silver.
All right.
Big maps?
Ooh. Yeah, this isn't this is I could answer. I know Aaron sent me a list of maps to put up on the site, and I skimmed them over and went, yeah, that looks good, but I cannot remember what was on it.
I love it.
Hey, but I mean, having a list, that means it's probably hopefully more limited if there is big ones.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to. Cool. I would love for them to be able to use because I have like a gigantic tub of. We were actually I was just the room that I'm in right now. Like I was just my wife and I were. She was helping me clean this room. I had like so much stuff all around, and I have like a gigantic tub of like old 2x3 maps, like the neoprene maps. But I'd love to get use out of them. Continue to use them in silver. What do you guys think about King Arthur? You can equip him with anything. I think he's good at 60. Also, I don't think you need to play him at 80. But do you think he's a figure that you can? I don't think he's something you build around, but as a leadership option for like mystical or ruler, I think he's decent. Do you think he's?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's solid, especially in silver where you have all the swords now. Like,
I was about to say he needed that soul sword. That was really good with him.
yeah,
Stop on an attack power is really good. Not being able to get killed by Captain America or something like that,
yeah,
it's really helpful.
Oh yeah, and Captain America is a animal, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. Captain America can't kill him. His stop click's on attack power.
Right. That's what I mean. Yeah. He doesn't just kill him. Yeah. That's what I was saying. Yeah. One of the few counters to Captain America.
I see.
It's a weird one, but it's out there.
Yeah, I mean he's a good value. He's I think you could definitely.
He's
run
good
him
value.
Trend.
I don't think he's something you build around though.
Mm-hmm.
What equipment would you guys give him if you were playing him in modern? Give him a bike. Give him the super sensitive bike, maybe.
I feel like I have to give him the sword, the Green Lantern sword,
the broadsword,
the Green Lantern sword
gives it crazy. Crazy.
Well, that gives him +1 in call stats, right?
Right.
Yeah. Although there are other good options you could give him, like if you were playing him on 60 points. Oh no, that's not legal anymore. I don't think. Okay, no, I was thinking of like the lantern rings, no, yeah, you'd have to give him this. I think you'd have to give him the Green Lantern sword, or yeah. I mean, like the cycles are great though. Like I'm gonna be very sad when the cycles rotate out, the motorcycle and the hell cycle, because they are like really awesome equipment. Like
maybe assigned an equipment period. Yeah. Any equipment?
Yeah, you could just
without paying its cost.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going with Nick's answer from earlier, which is I'm going to wait for Collector's Trove.
Fair.
That's fair.
That is fair. Yeah. There's got to be something that there's got to be something that you could give him that's broken. Yeah.
Dude, isn't the objects in the Dungeons and Dragons that there's like a 25-point object, and like I don't think they didn't show what they did, but I think they showed their points, right? There was like a 15 and a 20 at the
was that
Worlds.
the Sandman one?
Oh, maybe it was the Sandman.
Yeah, Sandman.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Still though,
Sandman had a 25 point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows what that does, but that 0 points. Yeah.
Oh yeah, in silver, that's dude. You could give him the gauntlet. Like or the cosmic cube or something like that. Yeah, that would be fun.
Actually, cube would be sweet. That place.
Yeah.
Reach. Yeah.
Meaningless preview time. The qualifying keyword on that 25-point equipment is endless.
I love that. Worthy of Excalibur, always love it.
Yeah, and I just love that it's King Arthur too. So
yeah.
And then just putting him on a Camelot team would be fun too. Like,
yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I like that.
So, all right. Any other final words from anybody, or?
We pretty much went over everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we went over everything, right? So I'm like really excited for. Yeah, so we talked about silver too. I'm excited for states. I'm excited for the next modern events. I think it was really cool that they had that super constructed event in. I think it was in Pennsylvania. I'm not sure the name of it, but it was really cool because we got to see some build sheets and some teams from there that maybe possibly are shaping the beginnings of the new competitive scene. When is the next like major? We just did Worlds. What's the next one after that?
Champion Clix Winter for Black Adam.
I am looking to go to Champion Clix, so hopefully I'll see some of you guys there. Is anybody else going to Champion Clix? No.
I was talking about the winter regionals, or I don't know what they're called, but for Black Adam.
Oh yeah, they're going to be regionals leading up to it. Okay, yeah. That's cool. That is really cool. Yeah. And then I know the Champion Clix event is in March, so that's in Florida. So I'm excited. I think like we said, like we were talking, like we went through so many different keywords, so many different things, and then you could also play non-theme. So I mean, like I think the game is in a good state right now. There's a lot of balance.
Dude, bravo. Game, I'm really excited. Yeah, like I think the game's in a great state. I'm super excited for this next year. Like,
gonna be a good one.
Yeah. And once again, congratulations to Dylan and Nikolas for doing so well at Worlds, and hope that you guys repeat next year. Let's end it there. So thank you everybody for coming on the show. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed talking with you about HeroClix, the game we all love. And don't forget, everybody, wake up and smell the Clix.